everyone, welcome to ABC Interactive English. This is Karen. Oh, I just felt a drop of water. There's a leak. Oh no, and then the lights are not working today. I need to call the plumber. Hi, can I speak to the plumber, please? Yes, I have a leak and I need you to come and take a look. Thank you. Hi there.
Yes, I heard that you're having a problem with a leak here.
That's right, right over there.
Okay.
And while you finish that, can you also help me fix the lights? Because I'm having some problems with the lights too.
Ma'am, I'm a plumber, so I just deal with plumbing, so with the water and toilets and the sink, stuff like that.
So you can't fix my lights?
No, for that you're going to need an electrician.
Electrician? But in Taiwan, the plumber can do everything. 水电工, they can fix the lights and then they can work with the pipes. They can fix the leak.
Don't understand Chinese, ma'am, but a plumber just deals with basically water, and electricity and water do not go together. I might get very hurt. So maybe you should also call an electrician.
I guess you're right.
So, yeah, I can look at that for you.
All right. Well, today we're going to be looking at part A of our ABC talk, and it's called Shopping for Basic Needs, Light Bulb. And we'll see you guys in a minute.
Who are you talking to?
My audience.
Your audience? Where,
right there.
Where are
right
we?
there. Say hi.
Hello?
Thomas and Nicole are getting light bulbs.
What kind of light bulbs do we need?
We need fluorescent ones for the light in the kitchen. Besides that, we need basic ones for our lamps.
How do you feel about replacing our basic bulbs with LED ones?
I love that idea, but it's not going to be cheap.
Looking at part A of shopping for basic needs today.
Right.
So what do we mean when we say basic needs?
Well, basic needs are things that are very basic for your survival or to have a normal life. Like in a society, you are going to need basic things to just live.
Like, for example, earrings, necklaces, and rings, and fancy car, and a big house.
Those aren't necessary. We're talking more like food and water and a place to live and maybe even things like, you know, in a home, furniture, just things that are basic.
Okay, like maybe even tables and chairs, right?
Right.
Nothing fancy. But today we're actually talking about light bulbs.
Right.
And light bulbs are actually, I think, basic needs too, because we need light every single day.
Right, and when it gets dark, if we don't have light bulbs, could you imagine what life would be like? I guess you could use a candle. But candles don't give off a lot of light.
Exactly.
Right? So I think
it can be a little dangerous too.
True, in a modern society, everybody's going to have light bulbs.
You are right. So that's definitely basic needs. Okay, so in today's dialogue, we have Thomas and Nicole. And Thomas and Nicole are getting light bulbs.
Okay, so I guess I can be Thomas.
And I will be Nicole.
Okay, so Thomas says, what kind of light bulbs do we need?
So wait a minute. There's not only one type of light bulbs. He said, what kind of light bulbs do we need? That means there are many different types?
There are different types, exactly.
Okay.
There's not just one type.
Okay, well, let's see what Nicole says.
Okay.
She says, we need fluorescent ones for the light in the kitchen. Besides that, we need basic ones for our lamps. Okay, well, so the ones that you use in the kitchen would be different from the one that you use for the lamps, right?
Oftentimes, we use fluorescent lights in the kitchen because they're brighter, right? And usually they're like tube-shaped. You'll see them actually in classrooms. So if you're in a classroom right now, if you look up, most likely you have that long tube-like light bulb that is actually a fluorescent light.
Oh, I see. But I think they actually use more energy, right?
Right. Because they're so bright.
Exactly. Office lights. I don't really like office lights.
See, I don't really like that either. So even when I go in the kitchen, sometimes I just feel like they're too bright.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. And lamp is actually our next vocabulary word, and that is a noun. So they were saying how they need to buy a certain type fluorescent light for the kitchen, and they need to buy the other ones for the lamp. So lamp is kind of like a light that you usually sometimes put on a bedside table or a coffee table. Sometimes you can turn it on in the middle of the night so you don't trip and fall when you go to the bathroom.
Right, it's basically something to hold the light bulb, right, that you'll put in there, and then you can have light wherever you need it.
Sometimes you can have a beautiful lamp shade as well on
Could
the
be
outside.
nice for decoration too.
Of course.
Okay, Thomas says, how do you feel about replacing our basic bulbs with LED ones?
Ooh. Replace is our next vocabulary word, and that is a verb. So what does it mean by replace, when we say that?
Yeah, so if you replace one thing with another thing, that means that, for example, if you have a light bulb, let's say this light bulb has broken, or it's not working anymore.
Okay.
So you are going to change that one with another one that can do the same job.
Oh.
So it replaces it, just means it goes in the same place and can do the same thing.
So for example, I could say that, oh, my couch is broken, I need to replace it.
Replace it with another one.
So I'll buy a new couch and put it in this place and throw away my old one,
My girlfriend is broken, I need to replace her.
Hey!
No, don't use it like that. That's not right.
That's not very cool. Okay, Nicole says, I love that idea, but it's not going to be cheap because they were talking about replacing the old ones with the LED ones, right? LED lights. So they said it's not going to be cheap because LED light bulbs are a little more expensive.
Yeah, well, because the technology is a little bit better. So they don't use as much electricity. So they're going to last a long time.
You're right.
And the problem with them is that they are expensive. So a lot of people don't want to replace with the original, like, old-fashioned light bulbs. But in fact, for the environment, it's better to change all of your old light bulbs to LED light bulbs.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Then you don't have to replace it all the time, right?
I feel like all of the LED light bulbs that I have changed, I've never had to replace them again because you can use them for years.
That's right. Wow, we learned quite a lot about different types of light bulbs, right?
Yeah, and when you learn something, sometimes a little light bulb will go on over your head like, oh, wow, I just learned something.
That's right, or I have an idea.
And I have an idea, wow.
And then you would have a little light bulb,
so
right?
how about this? Ding, ding, ding. I have an idea. Let's take a break.
That is a wonderful idea. Let's take a break now.
It will be in the long run because they save a lot of energy.
That's true. Okay, I want these LED light bulbs.
Why do you want those?
They give off a warm light.
Welcome back. So Nicole is a little bit afraid of changing the light bulbs to LED light bulbs because she thinks it's going to be expensive.
That's right, because I think the traditional ones would be a little cheaper.
Right. So Thomas says it will be in the long run because they save a lot of energy.
It will be in the long run. So does that mean like when you're looking at it like over a long period of time, that's what it means, right?
Yeah, so we can also say short term or long term.
Yes.
This is just about how much time. So we're not talking about in a few days you're going to notice that you've saved money. But maybe over a few years you are going to notice, wow, I actually am saving money.
That's true. So you would definitely save more money in the long run, although it's more expensive when you buy it.
Right, so in studying English, right now might seem like, oh, it's so tiring, and I feel like I'm not learning anything, and my English is not improving. But if you study every day, in the long run, your English is really going to improve.
Definitely.
And learning English is going to be very useful.
Exactly. I like that comparison.
You like that example?
I do. Okay, and then the next vocabulary word we have is energy. Energy is a noun. So energy kind of just means a kind of usable power, right?
Power, yeah.
So in today's case, we're talking about electricity.
Right, so we have electricity, and usually electricity is going to come from different sources.
Aha!
Right? So you can have energy that comes from
The sun, which we call the solar energy.
How about
The wind? Well, wind is just wind energy, right?
wind energy, right?
And there's also nuclear energy.
Right, and this
Right.
could all give you electricity, right?
Exactly. So we don't want to waste a lot of energy. That's why choosing LED light bulbs would be a good idea.
That's true.
Right?
Oh, well, that's what Nicole says.
Oh, that's right. And Nicole says that's true. Okay, I want these LED light bulbs. Very good. I think Nicole learned something. She said, that's true. When you say something is true, that's an adjective, by the way. When you say something is true, that means that is correct. That is right. Right? So oftentimes on your tests in school, and then you might have these true or false questions, right? You will read like a sentence and then you have to write down, is it true or is it false? So false means it's incorrect.
Right.
That means it's wrong.
True means it's correct.
That's right.
Or it's right or wrong. Is that true?
That's true. I'm a little confused.
That's true.
You're confused too. Okay, so what does Thomas say afterwards?
Why do you want those?
And Nicole goes on saying, they give off a warm light.
Okay.
And warm is actually our next vocabulary word, and that is an adjective. So right here, when she says it gives off warm light, what does that mean?
Does she mean the temperature of the light? If you put it on in your house, it's going to make the house warmer?
I really don't think so, because it's not a heater, right?
Because usually when we talk about being warm, we're talking about the temperature being warm.
But we can also describe like the light being warm. I think it gives you that warm feeling, which is like the little yellowy feeling instead of like the white fluorescent light that you see in the kitchen, in the office, or in the school.
Like in a classroom or in an office, and you see that really bright light, it feels cold, doesn't it?
It
the
does.
feeling gives you a cold feeling.
And I really don't like it.
Yeah, so when we have like a light bulb that's a little bit more yellow, that has a warmer feeling to it. It feels like home.
That's true.
So I can understand why in the home you're going to want a warmer light.
And for me as well, I never really want anything like a white light in my home.
Me too.
Never.
Yeah, when I walk down the street and I look into somebody's apartment and I see they are using like fluorescent lights in their home, and it's so white and that's so bright, and I just feel like
doesn't feel comfortable.
I can't imagine that I could relax in that environment. I will feel like I'm at the office or at school.
And you're still working.
No.
That's right. Well, we learned quite a lot about light bulbs today, right?
That's
and
true.
That's true.
It's true, we did.
Yeah, so it's time to say goodbye, and we'll see you guys
I'll miss
next
you guys.
time. Bye-bye.
Thomas and Nicole are getting light bulbs.
What kind of light bulbs do we need?
We need fluorescent ones for the light in the kitchen. Besides that, we need basic ones for our lamps.
How do you feel about replacing our basic bulbs with LED ones?
I love that idea, but it's not going to be cheap.
It will be in the long run because they save a lot of energy.
That's true. Okay, I want these LED light bulbs.
Why do you want those?
They give off a warm light.
大家好 ，It's Winnie here。来看看本次文章的新单字哦。第一个是 lamp 名词，台灯。I want to go get a lamp。我想要去买一个台灯。第二个字是 energy 名词，能源。Solar energy comes from the sun。太阳能来自太阳。这边补充一下 ，solar energy 就是太阳能。接着是 true 形容词，确实的、真实的。当你听到一件令人无法置信的事情，你可以说 Is it true? Are you joking? 是真的吗？你在开玩笑吗？最后看到 warm 形容词，它是暖色的。I prefer to wear clothes in warm colors。我喜欢穿暖色系的衣服。接着来看一下用语，首先呢是 replace A with B， 将 A 换成 B。replace 呢是动词，替换、更换的意思。Let's replace the dirty sheets with clean ones。我们把脏的床单换成干净的吧。第二个用语呢是副词片语 in the long run， 从长远来说，长期下来。做决定的时候，记得想想 ，Will this decision help you in the long run？ 从长远来看，这个决定对你有帮助吗？最后呢是 give off， 散发、发出，它是不可分动词片语，指发出某种灯光或是气味。The flowers give off a wonderful smell。这个花散发出一种好闻的香味。除了灯光或气味呢，也可以说散发出来的感觉 ，give off a vibe。vibe 呢，这个名词是气氛、氛围，也可以是给人散发出来的感觉，带给人家的感觉。有没有？我们常常会说一种 feel， 这个 vibe 就跟 feel 有点像。She gives off a really good vibe. I want to be friends with her. 她散发出来的感觉很好，所以我想要跟她做朋友。今天都学会了吗？下次见。
Promisedland Resort and Lagoon is located in Shoufeng Township, Hualien County. The beautiful resort is great for both family and company trips. Guests can do many different things at the resort. Boat rides take guests around the Promised River. Bikes can be rented in the nature park. The resort has 2 restaurants, 1 bar, and a spa. Staying in Promisedland Resort and Lagoon is a must when you visit Hualien.
See you next time!